Canada just changed its deportation rules for 2025, and the impact is far greater than anyone expected. New thresholds, new enforcement practices, and silent updates are already affecting people without warning. Students, workers, permanent residents, even people who have lived here for years could be impacted. If you think you're safe because you have a job, a study permit, or even PR status, watch this before it's too late. The rules of the game have fundamentally changed. So, what exactly is different? Let's break it down. The government has issued new ministerial removal priorities, and they are targeting specific situations with more aggression than ever before. First on the list, permit overstays. If you overstay your visa or permit by more than 90 days, you are now a high-priority target for removal. Before there was some leniency, but that window is closing fast. Next is employment noncompliance. This is huge. If you're a temporary worker or student and you work outside the conditions of your permit, even for a few hours a week, you're at risk. Think driving for a ride-sharing app on a closed work permit or working more than 20 hours as a student during the academic year. They are cracking down on this. Another major change is financial dependency on government support. If you're found to be relying heavily on social assistance, it could trigger a review of your status, which was not a common practice before. For students, the changes are particularly severe. If you're on a study permit and you're failing your courses, not maintaining a full-time course load without proper authorization, or dropping out, your file can now be fast-tracked for a removal order review. The academic lease just got a lot shorter. The numbers don't lie. In 2024, the Canada Border Services Agency issued over 38,000 removal orders. Based on current trends, that number is projected to skyrocket to over 52,000 in 2025. This isn't a distant threat. It's a statistical reality that is unfolding right now. So who is most at risk? Let's be very specific. First, anyone on a study or work permit who has inconsistencies in their documents. That could be a slight mismatch in job titles, unexplained gaps in your study history, or anything that doesn't perfectly align with your application. Immigration is looking for these small errors. Second, people who are behind on their taxes or have outstanding debts to the government. Your financial conduct is now directly tied to your immigration status. Third, individuals with humanitarian and compassionate claims that have been pending for over 24 months are also being reviewed more critically. The government is aiming to clear backlogs, and unfortunately, that means some long-pending cases might face tougher scrutiny. Another group now in the crosshairs are those under business immigration streams who can't show clear, consistent revenue proof. If your business isn't performing as projected, your status could be in jeopardy. But here's the most shocking part. Even permanent residents are not entirely safe. Under a clause that's now being enforced like never before, permanent residents experiencing serious And if you want a follow-up video breaking down the immigration legalities even further, comment below with the words, "I need clarity." Now let's talk about the 2025 enforcement strategy. This is where technology comes in, and it's a game changer. Canada is rolling out a sophisticated digital border tracking system that uses artificial intelligence to monitor compliance. This isn't science fiction. It's happening now. Your biometric data, your fingerprints, your photo will be linked across multiple government databases. We're talking about Immigration, Refugees, and Citizenship Canada, the Canada Revenue Agency, and even your provincial health records. What does this mean for you? It means that everything is connected. If you are even one day late renewing your study permit, work permit, or visitor record in 2025, the system can automatically trigger an alert. Your file will no longer go unnoticed or sit in a pile waiting for a human officer. The AI will flag it instantly. This integrated system creates a complete digital profile of your time in Canada. It knows if you're working, where you're studying, if you've paid your taxes, and when your status expires. The days of flying under the radar are over. The system is designed for total compliance, and it leaves very little room for human error or discretion. This is the new reality of Canadian immigration enforcement. Let's look at some real-world examples to understand the severity of these changes. Take the case of an international student from India. He was enrolled in a business program but decided to drop one course to lighten his workload, falling just below the full-time requirement. He didn't report this change to IRCC. 3 months later, he received a letter informing him his study permit was invalid for non-compliance and was given a deadline to leave Canada. He was deported. Under the new rules, this process is even faster. Then that's the case of a temporary worker on a closed work permit for a tech company. To make extra money on weekends, he started driving for Uber. An anonymous tip led to an investigation, and CBSA found he was engaged in unauthorized work. His work permit was revoked, and he was issued a removal order. What used to be a gray area is now a black and white violation with serious consequences. And consider the permanent resident, a single mother who had lived in Canada for 8 years. Due to a prolonged illness, she was unable to work and had to rely on welfare for over 2 years. Under the new enforcement priorities, her file was flagged for review. She is now fighting to prove she is not financially inadmissible, facing the potential removal from a country she called home for nearly a decade. These aren't just stories. They are warnings. If your status is ever questioned, this proof will be your best defense. Third, and I cannot stress this enough, do not work outside the scope of your permit. If you have a closed work permit, you can only work for that specific employer. If you're a student, know your hourly limits. The extra cash is not worth losing your future in Canada. Fourth, check your tax status. Go online to your CRA account and make sure your taxes are filed and paid. If you owe money, arrange a payment plan. A clean record with the CRA is now a critical part of maintaining a good standing with immigration. And finally, before you renew any permit in 2025, consult a licensed immigration consultant or lawyer. The rules have changed, and the forms you filled out last time might not be sufficient now. A professional can review your case and spot potential red flags before you submit your application. A small investment now can save you from a devastating outcome later. If this video has brought you any clarity, please don't just click away. You need to act. Hit the subscribe button right now to stay protected with the latest updates. Remember, Canada is not rejecting people. It is tightening compliance. This video is not meant to create fear. It's designed to help you prepare. The immigration landscape is shifting, and being informed is your best shield. Those who understand the new rules and act early can secure their place and continue to build their lives here. But those who delay, who ignore the warnings, may not get a second chance. The system is becoming less forgiving. So please share this video right now.